So I know that you've come to this video because you are dying to get clients in your door. You're like, if I don't get clients in this door, I cannot pay this overhead. I cannot add on people. We will not survive. And I get it. In 2025, with recession on the way, with people closing, not wanting to spend extra money for places they don't want to spend extra money on, for just sales drying up in general in the beauty industry, I want you to understand it's because of none of those reasons. Okay. Yes, of course, those reasons can add or subtract a bit, but if you have the right systems in place, you surely can grow. My name is Odia Shembo, and I service beauty salons all throughout the US. And I want you to understand that the reason why you're not growing is because you don't have the right marketing systems in place. Okay. I know that that's crazy to hear. Okay. But I have a company that's doing about 1.2 million. She's currently opening up two other locations and she just does hair braiding. Okay. I want you to understand that you're not growing because you don't have amazing clients. You're not whatever enough. You don't have any more funding. Da, da, da. You're not growing simply because you don't know what your customers want. You don't know how they find you and you don't understand how to continue to allow them to shop with you. And we call this modern day marketing. Okay. So stick with me here. I'm going to walk you through three things. Okay. Just three tips that I want you to be thinking about as a salon owner. Now, if you are, I realize that some people may want to watch this video and you are a suite owner. So you have a suite and you may have a partner, but you don't have a full salon. I want you to tell you this may not be the best video for you. Why? Because we've serviced everyone on every spectrum, whether you're a suite owner and you're a solo hairstylist, whether you are a salon owner and you have tons of employees or you have a few employees, or whether you're a franchise, we have all of them as clients. And I can for sure tell you that there are going to be different focus points for different types of revenue where you are revenue wise. So I want you to keep that in mind if you are a salon owner, and just comment below if you want me to record a video that talks more about suite owners. Okay. So this is going to be going deep, very wide for salon owners with multiple employees. Okay. So, number one, I want you to understand, I want you to stop thinking sales and I want you to think systems. Okay. Systems are what's going to get you from feast and famine to a constant flow of business. Okay. It's the reason why when you go on your phone, if you go on your phone right now and you type in Wingstop or you type in wings, it'll probably more than likely pop up a franchise. Okay. That franchise has pretty much no social media. They probably have very little social media, but you know what they've done? They've thought in systems, meaning they understand what systems to focus on to get their business as profitable, to get them to generate revenue. So they don't focus on sales, they focus on systems because they understand that when they have the right systems, the sales come by default. Okay. You're focused on sales. That's why you're always running after trends. And that's the key thing is don't run after trends because you're not running a trendy business. You're running a business that needs to survive 24/7, 365 days of the year. Okay. So I need you to stop thinking sales and need you to start thinking systems because these systems are going to protect you from those feast and famine cycles from why you Googled this video in the first place. Okay. All right. And number two, you always need to remember this: know thy customer. Okay. Once you stop thinking sales and systems, that means that you are now your customer's ally. You are not there to get them to spend more with you while you're talking to them or get them to purchase an add on. That is not why you are there as a salon owner. You are there to manage the constant flow of business and leads to yourself if you're still doing hair, or to the people that you've hired to work with you. So you need to know these three things about every single person that walks through your door: how they found you, what they're coming to buy, and their experience. Okay? And you 100% need to track every single one of these. If you do not know And this is not what I mean by just talking to them. If it's not on paper, if a person like me cannot sit with you and say, how did they find you? What did they buy from you? And how was their experience? If you don't have those three things, that is one of the reasons why you are in a feast and famine cycle. Remember point number one, talk to you about systems. Well, when you know your customer in a deep way, you are able to be a friend. And a friend says, "Hey girl, where'd you get your hair braided? I got my hair done at this salon." You need to be that friend. That is what marketing does. Marketing is a friend. It's very similar to when you go on an Instagram or Facebook. You feel like you're good friends with those creators because they know you, you like them, you like the way they move, you like what they talk about. You know what they're doing for you? They're doing content marketing, okay? So you need to understand your customers so you can be a friend to them and you can show up in the right places with the right tone of voice, with the right brand, all of the things that they're looking for when they're ready to buy. Okay. So you need to know thy customer. You need to start tracking how they found you, what they bought from you, and their experiences. So drop a note below if you want me to go deeper into different CRM systems that we're using for our salons that are scaling. We've tested so many of them, like StyleSeat and all of the other ones out there, Vagaro, and so many of them. We found a system that works really, really, really well. And that's very cost effective and that's not going to drain your pockets, okay? They're not going to overcharge you. So stick with me for the next point. Okay, and the third point, which is really important, is buy is greater than high. So, what that means is a customer that is ready to buy and that finds you when they're ready to buy is 100 times more valuable than a customer that finds you when they're just browsing late at night at midnight. Okay. So, what that means is you need to focus your efforts on where people find you when they're looking to buy your services. So that goes back to my question for number one. If you can't track that, then we can't improve that. It doesn't matter what magic wand you wave, a business that understands, hey, people buy from me on Amazon. They don't buy from me using Shopify. They know that they can double down on Amazon because that's where people find them. They know them, they like them, they trust them. Here's the thing, and this goes to play with my algorithmic experience. I've been in the algorithmic space for almost 6 to 7 years, working for companies like Credit Karma, scaling billion-dollar companies, using one or two pages, which is insane to think about. And then I've scaled mom and pop shops, small local salons, and then helping them franchise. I want you to understand the power of understanding your customer goes far beyond just for understanding's sake. It allows you to stay on top of them and to stay as a friend to them. And a person would rather buy from a friend. A person can tolerate mistakes from a friend than they would a stranger. So this is modern day marketing that you have to adjust to in order for you to even have a salon sales funnel. Okay. So when you think about algorithms, I want you to think about where you go to focus on wherever you go to buy things. Okay. Focus on where your attention goes when you want to buy something, where you go when you want to buy versus where you want to go when you want to browse. Okay. You're in two different mindsets. So is your customer. So the minute that you start to align yourself with step number one, step number two, and step number three, you will begin to see patterns. Okay. And one of the things that I always coach my salons on, especially if they want to grow, I say, I am a executor for you, right? We have an execution team that will handle all of the execution. But the best marketers are not execution based. We are trend understanding. So that means that we understand how people buy and where they buy, and we put you on the platform in a way that's visible. Okay, because if you're there and you're not visible, then it means nothing. So our job is to spot where people are buying from you and then put you on that platform so you can get more sales. Not so you can get more likes, not so you can get more attention, not so you can dance on TikTok. That is not your business. That may feel good, but I've met a few people that have said to me privately, I just actually signed up a salon owner in Atlanta, and she said to me, I know a lot of people that have hundreds of thousands of followers and they are still broke. I said, well, that's because they don't understand marketing fundamentals in general. They don't understand an algorithm, and they don't understand the three things that I've just spoken to you here. So if you just focus on those three things for the next week, you will start to understand patterns. And then once you see those patterns, give me a call. No, I'm just kidding. So going back to my point, buy versus hide. One of the biggest key platforms that we've seen, especially for my salon owners, that is underutilized, okay, and that has so much potential is your Google Maps, which is why we have a product that is 100% dedicated to optimizing you for people who are in this buy state, okay? It's the reason why what has helped my company, some of my companies franchise, okay, go to one or two locations because they can slow down on social media because we've built up so much steam that the algorithm loves them in a place where people are looking to purchase, okay? So I want you to understand that these are real life things. And if you want to get access to the case study, just drop down below case study and we will reach out to you or reach out to us and say, hey, we want the case study, and we're literally going to give you a link and you can literally access the case study. But I want you to understand that businesses that are going to win in 2025 are going to understand those three things, and they are going to do them on repeat day in and day out. And they are going to swallow the market. We are already seeing it. We're already doing it. So I want you to understand that you need those three things. You don't need more money. Well, you do need more money, but you don't need more loans and all that stuff. You need to understand what separates winners from people that are not winning and do what they are doing. And so we're giving you a sneak peek inside of what winners are doing. And we hope that you're able to join our tribe. All right. Talk to you and see you on the next one.